Yo, Kev, what's up, man?
What up, what up?
Dog, it's like afternoon at 8:10 at night. Like it's like the sun is.
I know.
The sun is at this feels like it's at the highest point in the sky right now. I'm like, yo, is this a forever day?
Is this the longest day of the year?
Now? Good grief, man. Oh man, my bedtime is all messed up.
Oh, mine's not. I'm gonna fall asleep right dark. After this.
10 minutes ago. I wish. I super wish.
What time do you wake up?
Oh God, dude. Like regular, probably like 5:30.
Okay.
If I sleep through the night for real, like 5:30.
Yeah.
But most times I don't sleep all the way through. I'm like 3:30 in the morning and I'm just up.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
old head energy.
Old head energy. Like legit old head energy. I don't even have nothing to stress about too. I'll be like awake. I mean, I could recall times in my life where I was awake because I was so worried about something that I could not sleep.
Right.
But I don't have no legitimate worries now. I just be up.
That's fantastic.
Like, that's great, but I'm like, oh damn, now you just up for no reason. So maybe it wasn't the stress.
Is it possibly is your solution similar to my solution, which is to marry somebody who worries way more about things than you do?
Hey, I wonder if that's what worked out. You might be onto something there.
I just realized I'm pretty sure that's how I'm sure I got lucky in a number of different ways, meeting my wonderful wife, but that's certainly one of them.
That you're the one that stresses the least.
Which is hard I'm sure hard for you to believe, but yes, absolutely. If it was a competition, there's no way I could even be a contender.
Well, she should put out a record with you, and then that'll change how that works. that'll be when all the like, all right, now we're even.
I don't think I like your tone there.
Yeah, I'm moving on. Like I said what I said, and we just gonna keep going. Yo, a DJ. So I didn't know about this, but I guess Freddie Gibbs challenged DJs to play local music.
Oh, okay.
Play more local, right? And I'm not gonna say his name because I have an adverse opinion toward it, and I like the dude, so I don't want to feel like I'm going in on him. But a DJ went online basically, and they, how the DJ community gets. Well, just make better music and da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Where do you stand on this? Should DJs be responsible for like, are DJs responsible for the lack of diversity or for a lack of diversity in music when there is a lack of diversity in music, right? And are they responsible for an increased diversity in music and I'm using diversity in music, but like range or amount is probably better wording than diversity. But are they responsible for either outcome?
I think there's. I wouldn't disagree with someone who said that DJs do bear a fair amount of responsibility for that. Now, when he said that, when Gibbs said that, was he talking about like for himself or for people on his level?
I don't know.
Because this man is like,
statement.
Grammy nominee at this point. He's
yeah.
And I'm sure he's not at the place necessarily that he wants to be ultimately, but yeah, I think it's a fair statement to make. It's one of those things where I would definitely encourage DJs to try and do that because that's part of your community. If no one knows who you are and no one knows who the artists are in your area, and you're at that level and you hope to get to a higher level, it's better to do it together than separate, right? But
I thought, yeah. I think that I don't want to speak for B-boys and graph writers. I don't know really I don't know their world well enough. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And of course, the fifth element of producing. I know that that's a thing, but I'm not going to include y'all. Y'all go on and live your lives.
Cool.
I feel like rappers and DJs are so short on accountability for where we for where rap music, where it got, like hip hop got. Like, we're really like gonna pass the buck back and forth to each other. Like, we wasn't, like rappers, like MCs, like me, weren't altering or compromising our core beliefs in the music as the money grew, right? And DJs are gonna act like, oh, well, we didn't play those records because they were bad. Like, nah, bro, that's not why you didn't play them records. You didn't play those records because they weren't popular. Like, stop lying now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, one thing I will say for sure, and I'll have an argument with anybody, and this is not terribly different from the conversation we had like a couple weeks ago about, DJing. But what you don't get to do is not play the music that you want to play, which includes the people, the artists who are coming up in your area, assuming they're doing good work, right? You can't just play anything, but you can't you can't like avoid that and then also complain about the crowds at, the audience at pop clubs and stuff like that. Cause it's like, if that's what you got to do, cause that's how you make your living, then do that. But don't engage in the conversation about creativity and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
so let me
kind of talk. I would see it as kind of talking out of. It would be hard to not sound like you're talking out of both sides of your mouth if you're doing both of those things, complaining about the audience and the material.
Right, because it can't be both. Right, you're absolutely right. Well, I mean, look. DJs knew Nelly was whack. And I don't want to turn this into a Nelly thing, but we all knew that Nelly was whack. Like, stop, like, everybody, I played Nelly recently at the club. Like, I did what I had to do, quote unquote, right? So, I get it.
You're a real soldier.
We got here. we got here by accepting whackness on so many levels, right? Like, we didn't keep the standard of the art up because there was money involved, right? And some of us weren't part of the communities that it mattered in either, and that might sound like a little racial or whatever, but that's just a reality. Like, it didn't represent you, so it didn't matter which record you played. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it might be a little more important to pump something like Tribe because it doesn't air on dangerous community conversations. But if you're not part of that community, then let's kill, shoot, bang, kill, shoot, bang. Like, every record could be that, right? And of course, I don't want to say like isolate that to non-black and non-urban DJs were the only ones playing that music. I'm just saying you have zero accountability. It ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? It's just a record. So I thought it was interesting to watch his thread and kind of watch the DJs sort of fold into like, well, no, you just got to be better at just be better at rapping. And it's like, I don't know, man. I guess I chimed in. I've been on doing this a lot, but I just said, as a person who's had records that have been very well received when they were played, I can tell you that it is discouraging when DJs don't play them, right? Like, we had the Never Again record that did well when they played it on the radio, right? 21 requests in the first hour. Of course, it had a sample that we didn't clear, so we were like, all right, we could either get sued for this, which we probably should have just went ahead and did, or we could, or we could cut this out and try to work it out, which we couldn't work out the sample on the back end. So anybody who wants to know the story of Never Again, if you're familiar with that song, that's what happened, right? Kev, the executive, made us pull the record. So,
wow. A lot of sleepless nights over that.
It wasn't just that record. It wasn't just that record. I've had multiple records, right? I had the Get in Touch record that did pretty well on the radio initially, like kind of your late night radio joints that all DJs had to do was pump, and it might have done a little better, right? So I feel like I know what this is. You know what I'm saying? And we should probably, I'm talking rappers and DJs, should probably stop pretending like we're not responsible for where the music is now. We're solely responsible for it. Both of us. I don't put b-boys and graph writers in this at all. Like I said, their world is different. But our world, we're the ones that were controlling the noise, and we decided that, you know, we would juke whenever the money hit, and that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean,
You know
and
what I'm
that's, you know, DJing, rapping, you're communicating with an audience. You're having a conversation, right? And you've had conversations with people who it's not just about exchanging information back and forth. It's about a good conversation is exchanging information back and forth in a way that is comfortable and that is understandable. And you know, there are certain people who you like having conversations with, and there's some people who you feel like you have to have conversations with, and there's some people you don't want to talk to. Right?
Right.
To be a good DJ, you have to be able to have that conversation. One, you have to be able to tell who the audience is when they walk in the room. Have a sense of it, right? You might be wrong, but you need to figure out how to, you know, decide when you need to change course or whatever. So you're having that conversation in a way that lets them know, hey, he gets us a little bit. So maybe then I'll try and, when he plays something I don't know, or she plays something I don't know, I'm going to try and give that a chance because he's trying, you know, as a DJ, he's trying to take one step toward me. So I'm trying to take one step toward him. Same thing with the rapper, new rapper. I've seen rappers that nobody ever heard about, get up on stage as an opening act and kill it. I think we did that a lot. Yes.
I was like I was the grand imperial wizard of that.
So, so, you know, that's the difference. And it's funny because I told you I was going to bring up something, over the weekend. I saw something on like Aaliyah's Try Again video popped up on YouTube or something. And there was a thing on the screen that said, this was on the Billboard charts 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and by the time that record came along, hip hop was already, you know, we're starting to feel sensitive about the golden era of hip hop. I think already starting to sort of like go in a different direction, or, you know.
Yeah. 2000 and
Like a lot of the records we love,
ago,
like a lot of our favorite records of all time are going on 30 years old, right? If not more. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. 93.
And what struck me is that if you think about when it was the 90s, or the 80s, and some of this has to do with, I kind of just like went down a hole, like I just sat there almost like reminiscing about stuff. Like, I think it has something to do with black and white TVs being a thing when I was a kid. That there's a period of time that seems like it's black and white, and then it became color, like literally for us, right? And I don't know, I'm sure there are different lenses that kids, you know, people who are in their 20s now look at 20 years ago in a similar way, but that was literally like a change. But as I got into hip hop, my dad had a few records, you know, but it wasn't like, we didn't have P-Funk in the house. We had maybe some Motown stuff and then some old jazz, like some Ramsey Lewis and stuff like that. And I would check that stuff out, and I appreciated it when I got into hip hop. Then I was able to appreciate it even more, along with things that I was discovering through the music, especially like, you know, the samples that were being used at the time. And I say that to say those records seem so old though, even if they were from the 70s.
Yeah.
You know, let alone the 60s, like right? Records, they seemed ancient, right? That's what Aaliyah is to teenagers now. You know, I can't see them looking at it any other way. Like, I can't fault them. They might even like it. When it comes on, they might dance to it. But it's an old record to them. So just think about what 93 Till Infinity is, or Death Certificate, or, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, things change, and, you know, Freddie Gibbs is not a young dude either. Like I said, I don't think he's done doing what he's doing, but, you know, I'm sure that I would imagine that might have affected what he said, I don't know. A lot of artists are really supportive of a lot of rappers, I feel like, who have achieved some level of success tend to be a lot more supportive of young, new, up and coming artists, rappers, than I am. Like, there's some records I can't, like, I literally don't get it. That's on me. I don't have to listen to it.
Me and Sai were talking about this a little while ago, and I mean, I cringe listening to Price I Paid. Like, I cringe. Like, the rapper just sounds like an idiot to me. Like, you know, all of this life stuff and whatever, right? But I'm, you know, I'm a grown man with 2 kids and a mortgage and, you know, and a wife and responsibilities that are far different than that same man that wrote that record, you know, 20 years ago, right? I think that's the cycle.
Yeah,
it's of music. Like, it's just life. Like, you're too old to not you personally, but I'll say we're too old to understand that record. Like, we understand it, but it's so far from our daily and even desired experience in the world. You know, I think that's why, like, an artist like Kendrick Lamar still hits old heads, because he's talking about these things that we're still connected to culturally. Like, but, you know, and our record about partying in today's club or dating today's women, like, there are parallels, but I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I already had that record in my lifetime, the one that I connected to. Like, this is a new one for y'all. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that more or less people that are older need to recognize that you are too old to enjoy this. They're not making music for you anymore.
Yeah. But also, I've
seen people say, where the records?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I see people, you know, where the records for us. It's like, bro, they you know, on a jukebox somewhere. It's over, bro. Like, nobody's making records for you. You're 50 years old. Well,
but that's the thing, is that you have those records. You got those records.
Right.
You know.
Right.
It's also on you to listen to news. Like, now I'm listening, like, I put on the Little Uzi Vert record that just came out. I'm like, no, this is not for me. And it's not, he's got a number 1 record. But I was like, this is definitely not for me. You know? And I'm bad enough that I don't really, like, if my well-being depended on me telling Lil Uzi Vert from Lil Yachty or The Baby from Lil Baby or whatever the hell this dude's name is, I would not do well. So I have to listen to him just to be like, oh yeah, you're the one I don't really like as much.
Right.
But once I get past that process and say, like, okay, yeah, I was right, this is not for me, then I'm listening to, like, some Brazilian artists that I've never heard of, and I'm like, love it. Love the music. There's people complain about how much music there is on Spotify. I definitely feel like we have access to way more music than we ever had. That's a certainty, right? Because you just couldn't have all the music when, you know, it was a vinyl, CD, cassette era. Now you have access to all of it if you have Spotify, even if you're just watching YouTube or whatever, right? You have access to everything you could listen to stuff all day long, and it can all be new, and you can never listen to it twice if you really wanted to. And there's a lot of decent stuff out there. I'm not going to remember those artists' names either, for the most part. Every year, there are maybe 5 or 10 artists that I've listened to two or more songs from that will then stick with me going into the next year. So the next time they put an album out, I'll be like, oh yeah, that was homie who did the record that I liked, or, you know, she reminds me of so and so. And that's another problem. Liking a new artist because they remind you of an old artist. You know, it's like, why don't you just listen to the old one? Yeah. That's the thing. I think I've probably told the story on this show of when I'd go into Martin's, you know, down there in Pico.
Yeah.
He'd always hook me up, never judged anything, even though he wasn't into I don't think he was that much into any of the hip hop stuff, but he had a great store. Nice guy.
Excellent store.
And I think the only thing I ever asked him about was D'Angelo. He said, I don't know if I need that if I have Marvin Gaye's catalog at home. I was like, that's fair.
Right.
I was like, that's,
well,
you know,
fair.
I was like, that's very fair. And I've always thought about that and applying it to every other new artist that comes out today. And there's some artists that I just don't like. Like I'm like, no, or they do something that I'm like, I can't get behind that. You know, in their personal life. But other than that, yeah, man, we're old. Go branch out.
Yeah.
Listen to some gospel.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually really shocked. Side note, like when they started sampling gospel, that just shows you how I grew up. I was like, whoa, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like I grew up like that though. Like that's sacred ground. I mean, it's not really, but in my mind, it was like, are we sampling? Be careful, you know what I mean, or whatever. But anyway, I agree. We're much older now. The music's not directly made for us. But I feel like watching DJs try to absolve themselves of the direction of music, whether it's a good no matter how you feel about the direction of music, like trying to absolve yourself of it is ridiculous. Like you know what I'm saying? And I say one of the worst things I've ever heard a DJ say. I think this was always stupid. Like real stupid. But I remember when people were like really big on if you said any artist that they do all the stupid like who. But when I heard DJ say that, I was like, isn't it you're supposed to know who. Mm-hmm. Like a fan can say like who, like I only listen to Snoop, like or whatever. But your goofy ass, you should know who. If I say, yo, this record is dope, your inclination should be, yo, I got to check this record. Yeah. And then you say, I don't like it, or I'm not going to play that, or whatever. But to be so proud of not knowing artists as a DJ was so goofy to me that I was like, that might be one of the goofiest things I had ever seen in my life. Like, wow, you're pretty goofy. But, you know.
And not feel bad about it. There was plenty of requests that I got that I was like, I definitely don't have it, but if it's as good as you say it is, I'll go check it out and come back next week or whatever, you know. And I wouldn't have an attitude about it necessarily unless the person was being a jerk about it. And then like I've said before, there were people who came in, you know, dropped the record off or whatever, or, you know, CD. And they came back. I was like, I like the record. I like the fact that you came back. That shows me something about you as a person and as a, you know, person trying to be professional about your craft. Let's play it. Let's see what happens. I know where I'm going to slip it in. Yeah. You're going to have to hang out for a minute, but let's go. And at the same time, also throughout the night, you know, and I think it's a little different if you're doing that full on East Coast shift of 6 hours. It's like you can, if you're doing okay, you can find places to drop in, you know, in the middle of whatever's current in poppy, you know, a Tribe Called Quest record or a good De La Soul record, or, you know, I might be rocking in drop How to Survive in South Central, you know, play a verse and a hook and then dip out of that, you know. That's the conversation, right? It's like walking into a used car lot. You know you're going to get hustled. You know that you're there to get hustled. But if the guy can make you feel like he's hustling you with a little bit of style, and then you drive away and your car doesn't fall apart as soon as you get off the lot, hey, it's all good. If I need another used car, maybe I'm going to show up again and ask for you. Right. Because I know at least you're going to hustle me with some style. I'm going to be entertained while I'm getting hustled.
Not as hustled as everybody else. Yeah. Yeah, I'm rolling with you on all of that. I like I told Six Rock, the record that gets the most reaction that I play at clubs, like, you know, has been Consequences Calling Me. Mm-hmm. And I've never heard anybody else play that record. I'm not, maybe it did well, you know, in different demographics or whatever, different markets, I'm sorry. But out here, I've never heard that record. And whenever I play it, if I'm like, man, I really need to make people like start moving around, I play that record. And it works. It's never not worked. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where you are deciding not to. It's not. Don't give me a story where like this is being decided for you. You're deciding not to.
And who's saying this? Are these well-known DJs, like successful, well-known DJs?
Fairly well-known. These are not unsuccessful DJs. They're they're
I
okay.
mean, if someone said that, I'd be like, why are you doing this then? Why are you doing it? If you want to be known as the person who plays, is good at playing the same stuff that everybody else is playing, like, cool. Nobody is showing up for your cuts. Unless your name is Shortcut or Rhythmatic or DJ Curse or Ice, and all those guys know better than that.
Then to continue to depending on the spot,
right, to have that attitude about it, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Right,
let's get to the other side.
Go sell used cars.
Scam people kindly. Kev, you ready to get to the other side, man?
I am.
All right, let's go.
Rap Sucks Radio. Blah, 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 blah.
What up, y'all? You are live on Rap Sucks Radio with your homeboy Track Life and your fam, Kev Dakota.
Threads ain't ready.
Yo, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you would like to catch past episodes of our show, you can go to rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. And if you would like to catch us on your television or on your computer screen, go to BTSN, man. That's Behind the Scenes Network. Download the app or channel on your Roku or any of your Amazon Fire devices, and we are right there with plenty of other dope content. BTSN, Behind the Scenes Network. We want in. You can also go to btsn.watch, btsn.tv. We on there. All right. Lastly, catch us on Instagram, Rap Sucks Radio, or Facebook, RSR Podcast. By the way, happy belated birthday to my man. Like, this one guy, Kev Dakota.
Thank you, buddy.
1 year older.
That's right.
Yo, man, you have a good time for. I saw some pictures, man. You had a good time for your birthday.
Yeah, they kept me busy. Man. It was fun though.
I couldn't even get a drink with my homeboy.
Man, I'm telling you, I was like, man, all I want to do is sit down in the backyard and just polish off 12-pack or something.
Yeah. Well, me and Suge, we finished a bottle of Woodford on your behalf.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you guys.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't particularly for you, but it worked out that way since it was on your birthday. So there's that. We knocked that bottle out. Like, it wasn't the whole bottle, but we was drinking, and I was like, damn, this bottle is gone. Wow. That is a lot. So, yes. Word. All right, man. Definitely. So let's do this. We got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Heads love threads. Threads ain't ready.
Mm-hmm.
It's the episode title, y'all. Heads love threads. What's up?
If you want to find me on Threads, my handle is ThreadFox.
ThreadFox. A Thread Scott ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into this, man. Like, before we get into the subjects, if we do get into them. Last time we were supposed to get into some topics, and we ended up talking about affirmative action the whole episode. So who knows how long this Threads thing will go. But for those of y'all who don't know what we're talking about, Meta, the company that is owned by Mark Zuckerberg, has dropped basically a Twitter competitor title called Threads. I don't see the difference at all. It's the same thing. But 100 million downloads in 5 days, and Twitter's ire, and Twitter and Elon Musk's ire. So Kev, you know what, man? Let's get it started. What do you think?
Yeah, well, 100 million downloads in 5 days, and Twitter's ire is pretty much our numbers, isn't it? Rap Sucks Radio metrics, KPIs.
Yeah. We're really killing it, and y'all don't know that.
I mean, it's cool. I thought it was pretty gangster. Cause, I really want to know. I can't wait to read the book about how long he had this in the chamber Cause
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously not privy to a lot of inside information on Silicon Valley, but I would think that he's had something brewing, right?
Right.
Cause, and then when all the server things started happening, what was it, 2 weekends ago, where Elon was limiting the number of posts you could see, because he was saying that AI companies were scraping the text for large language models and stuff. People were saying that they thought that was because he wasn't paying the server companies, and that Twitter couldn't handle the load. I don't know if that's all, if any of that is true, or to what extent any of it is complete BS. But the fact that Zuckerberg just dropped this joint, like, it's like when Jay used to drop a response to Nas. The timing was always perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Or when Jay used to drop a record when another record was hot.
Right.
Like,
oh yeah, he was.
You're killing
great
it
for
right
that.
now. You're having the best. Your label is hype. Y'all ready? And Jay would be like, I'm dropping joint right now. And now nobody's talking about your record anymore. I know why people hate Jay-Z. Trust me. I'm with you on the boldness of this all, right? It's one. I do find both of them unlikable. I mean, I think that's kind of a common thing, right? It's just that Elon Musk has gone out of his way to be like, to deliberately be unlikable and deliberately be provocative, right? He's playing the Trump card, if you will. But I can't help but wonder, like, how much collusion could possibly be going on behind the scenes.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's go, Joe Rogan. Come on. What you got?
So my thing is, both of them have had issues with media telling, going after them, right?
Sure.
One wasn't really in the space to begin with, the social media space, and entered into social media space with probably the most, I would say the most powerful, most impactful social media app and platform, period. Twitter was 140 characters of we on your head. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then expanded the characters like, all right, if y'all want to be on everybody neck solid, just this is what's happening. People were doing threads, they airing people out. A lot of important, very important movements have actually come from Twitter. And I feel like Elon Musk was very, very, very adamant about shutting that down. My opinion of Elon Musk and Twitter was that throughout the course of our lifetimes, rich people could do and say whatever they wanted, and no one could do anything about it. But social media comes along, and maybe not to the degree that we all hope, or maybe not to the highest possible degree, but to some degree, these rich and powerful people were being held accountable for things and sometimes losing quite a bit based on their actions. And that is unheard of for some of these people. You know what I'm saying? Unheard of for some of these people. So you could see why, watching what happened to, again, Donald Trump or Harvey Weinstein or, Bill Cosby or any of these rich and powerful people that have had, a lot of influence and could shut down any conversation about them, watching people just one thumb at a time in careers or significantly alter careers was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Or watching people in affluent neighborhoods treating people poorly, losing their jobs or losing their right. Some people will call that cancel culture. I call that, I don't know. It's not like nothing happened. You did something and there was a response to it, right?
Yeah, get back.
Anyway, let's get back, right? So on the other side of the coin, though, Zuck don't want no heavy media or news on Threads. Which leads me to believe that he's like, yeah, because I don't want y'all to be able to talk that shit that y'all been talking about me on Facebook. I don't even talk about Facebook no more when I'm Zuck. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it no more. They airing me out on Facebook. Like, you know, people are literally on his platform like, fuck this dude. You know what I mean? So, and they posting articles and stuff. And he's like, nah, like, don't do that on Threads, man. Everybody just be free. Don't talk about me. And I feel like Elon would be behind that. Like, yo, create a platform with no media. I'll keep this platform in dead media. And by the time we're all done, this all will be, you know, senseless, hokey pokey, where people don't use this platform for strong movements anymore.
Yeah. I mean, who knows how it's going to shake out. People are going to talk trash about both of them somewhere. So,
sure.
It's not, listen, if you're into being one of the richest people in the world, you probably can't also want to be super sensitive about it. It's kind of like being a DJ.
What do you mean? Right?
But a lot more money.
Well, it depends, right? Unless you're Paris Hilton.
Right.
If you, no, but that's my point, though. You're saying that not be sensitive about it. Sensitive is if you buy the whole platform because people are talking mean about it. You know what I'm saying? Like that, to me, that's like highly sensitive. That's like, whoa. And then basically destroy it in a sense. Yeah. Gut it and practice all of your, just trip all the way out, right? So, yeah. But I don't see, I thought Threads was interesting. My question was like, what makes this really any different? Not that the type of people are the only thing that makes social media any different is the people
that's the thing
gravitate towards it. You know?
I mean, and I haven't spent a whole lot of time on there. But I do notice that there's a lot less of like every day seeing multiple people posting about how Melania is the best first lady ever, which, you know, you're entitled to your opinion. I don't fucking care. But so many people saying it every day. I'm like, I don't know that that's the topic of the day. You know what I mean?
Word. I think it's interesting. I think it's going to remain interesting. There's supposed to be some intellectual property arguments, legal action that might come up.
Yeah, this fight is definitely more interesting than the other fight would have been. That's what I'll say for sure.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Like, that fight came out first, then Thread comes. It just seems very, very. It seems like a lot of collusion in this. It seems like very collaborative marketing effort. Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking of effort, Kev.
Yes.
For the audience, if you want to make an effort to get your groove on, you should make your way down to Snapback in Fullerton this Saturday. It's going to be a great night. Snapback goes down at Bourbon Street Bar and Grill in downtown Fullerton. For more information on this club, old school hip hop, R&B, soul, reggae, dancehall, you know what I'm saying? House party vibe, MCs on the microphone as well as DJs on the ones and twos. Y'all want to check this party out. It's summertime. Great time to be outside. Like I'm telling y'all, if you were in Fullerton, California or near, you should go to Snapback at Bourbon Street in downtown Fullerton. For more information, please go to snapback_live on Instagram. All right. Word up.
Now, what is this on the notes, though? This says.
Oh. Perfect, Kev. See, this is why you're so good at this. Snapback, Kev, has expanded. It started off in North Hollywood.
Okay.
Moved its way into Long Beach, Los Angeles,
to get away from
New
me
York.
When I moved back.
The further away, the better. Even Vegas.
Sure.
Some people thought, man, when Snapback hit New York, that was you can't get any greater than that. Snapback is now in Japan.
Word.
There's literally a Snapback night in Japan.
When's that?
Now, it's already passed and it's coming up. It's going to be a bi-weekly joint.
Oh, okay.
In Japan, yo.
Nice.
Wow.
You going to go?
Wow. We did it. Yeah, we can go next week. Anyway. So word up.
I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. And you're more than welcome to say pass, and we'll just move on. I have not, on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or Threads, or any of the other many social media platforms been able to discern what in the hell is going on with this whole Keke Palmer drama. If you could shed light on that for me so that I don't have to sift through a bunch of Melania's the greatest first lady posts to get at the truth, I would love for you to do that for me just so I can move on with my life.
So it's not that complicated.
Okay.
Keke Palmer was wearing what many would consider provocative dress in a picture, video, hugging Usher. Her boyfriend, Darius Johnson, takes to his social media to say, why are you basically, I'm not going to say the exact quote, I don't know it, but basically that you're a mother, you're a mom, why are you dressed like that, right? And people have begun taking sides on either opinion, right? Whether you should dress this way, whether he's right, how should he have done that publicly? Should he have, even question her at all? It's her body, a lot of things come up here, right? Like women's rights, right? The perception and sexuality of women and whether that should be something that is publicized or kept in the secret bedroom at home, right? And then there's also relationship conversations. Should you air your lady out on social media as opposed to expressing your grievances at home? Should these things be private? Well, she wasn't private. Why does he have to be private? So that's where we are right now with that. So I don't know if you want my opinion on it as well, but that's this whole
story.
Or that's the story. It's a complicated opinion. So look, I would never tell my wife how to dress, how she should dress, or whatever, right? I would never, and will never. I'm also not particularly jealous, dude, but I'm not like super hype about like seeing my lady like out with other dudes, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not hype about the shit. Like, I'm not like, go girl, be out there hugging other dude. Like, I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, he's seen her with Usher. It had nothing to do with the dress. It had nothing to do with what she was wearing. It was that he know who Usher is, and he know what that dress looked like. And it became uncomfortable, right? Like, yo. And then his emotions took over, which I can't say I would do it that way. You know what I mean? Because then and not because I wouldn't want to do that. Like, I might want to be like, yo, you out here just, you know what I'm saying, with the freaky outfit on. And it wasn't that bad. But with Usher in this joint, like, yo, come on. Yeah. That's what so I'm not backing him on that. I think he whacked for publicizing it. I would have pulled it to like, come on, man, like, how you got me out? I'm at the crib, like, I got a couple business ventures that's not working, and you rolling out with millionaire Usher and I'm just joking, but that's where I think it came from. I wouldn't do it. I'm probably a little more secure as a person, and I know what I would do in that situation. If my lady did decide, like, well, I'm be with Usher tonight, I'm be like, well, we got to figure out visitation. I already know my answer to that situation, so whatever.
So, was Usher a judge on The Voice as well?
I don't know. Was he? He might have been.
So it sounds like whatever she was wearing made him turn his chair.
I don't know what you're trying to do right now.
First of all, I just watched. I just got the kid to watch Akeelah and the Bee the other day, so I don't need any of this in my life.
I mean, look, it wasn't like, to me, it wasn't like the dress was like that crazy. It's not like it was like, I mean, I guess when you work in clubs, I guess you see a lot worse. And it's not like she doesn't. Again, I'm using the word provocative by internet nature, y'all. Like, don't think that I'm saying that this was all very provocative in general, right? What I'm saying is she dresses, it's not like this is new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like she's like rocking something that you would never ever see. Like, I don't know.
Is that why that meme about with the picture of the girl standing there with the sort of Daisy Duke, shorts, like you see her from the back. So, and it's a whole sort of lecture about how a woman should dress or whatever. And I assume it was written by a dude.
Yeah. My man posted that, and I'm like, yo, this has got to be one of the corniest things you've ever done.
Because I read it, I was like, clothes are expensive, man. Maybe her ass just got a little bigger since she bought them. It looks like she's just going out to get some smokes. What do you want from her?
I'm like, man,
somebody,
stop.
Did you take that picture? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, just stop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like, just
man.
Stop already. Just stop.
I
do it too much.
Oh, I know. You know what? Who knows? I might have actually seen this, her boyfriend's, post, but what's that?
I'm just
that's
showing
the dress?
you.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can you see it?
I can, yeah.
I mean, I can.
You know what? I think I saw it. Okay, yeah. She looks nice.
Now look though. Let's keep it 100. Like let's keep it a full on 1,000 though. I mean, that's you know what I'm saying? Like, you just thumbing through the internet, your lady's out having a good time. It's like, yo, yeah, my lady went out, we chilling, and then you catch this pose with Usher in the, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not you, but I'm gonna keep it real with your homeboy, man. Like, I might be like, yo, I'm at the crib right now, chill. But
I mean,
I'm not
it's not like Usher's
relationships, so.
Go eye to eye, staring deeply into her eyes. He looks like he's looking at 13 other girls in the audience.
He probably is. But mine is the one up there with the hand on the waist.
Well,
though.
Hey,
it's not 13 other girls up on stage.
Like I was going to say, I might have just gone past his
coochie thrusting on his thigh.
Well, it's got to go somewhere.
I'm just saying, like, look,
it's got to rest somewhere.
I'm not trying to tell y'all because who knows, man? I don't know, man. Like, who knows? I'm just saying.
Only so much Usher you can dance to before, you have to rest it somewhere.
Before you got to rest it somewhere. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm not cool. I'm not cool on it happening. Like, go ahead. We get a snapshot of it. It's like, yeah. Shit, like. I'm just imagining him just thumbing through the internet like, oh, yeah, it's all good. Shit, I wonder what this video like. You know what I'm saying? Davis is a fool. And then, oh, snap.
At this point in Usher's career, it would be classy of him to do what, like, the Beyoncés of the world do and pull like they always pull the nerdiest, portliest, least well-dressed dudes out of the audience to do the little lap dance bit too, right?
Right.
Usher, why don't you just do that? Nobody's gonna get mad.
Because he won.
Nobody's gonna get mad.
Because he want the coochie thrust on his thigh to be legit. He want that the same way that anybody else. I feel like I'm coming off like I agree with her boyfriend, but I don't agree with him. I just have to keep reiterating. I do not agree with him. All I'm saying is, if I'm scrolling through the internet casually, it could happen to me. It could happen to me, man. I could be at home with my kids, chilling. My wife goes out with her friends. She goes out with her homegirl, Jessica. They having a great time. My wife has no intentions of doing anything that would disrespect our marriage. But, she sees Usher. I don't think my wife really likes Usher like that, right? And the caption of the hug is a little bit of a coochie thrust.
Yeah,
and I gotta feel some way because I'm on the couch and I'm watching Star Wars and thumbing through my phone, and I'm like, that's my wife.
What is it?
Right there. Like
the caption says Aquila and the D.
Darius Johnson was like,
he had to stop posting about Melania and change course.
he had to chill and face the other direction. Like, yo, damn man, I should be with some bad. Wait a minute, that's my lady, right? Hold up. I don't think they're married. I think they just together, but
not anymore.
Hey, she got a brand coming out. I think it dropped today. Some type of it's called "I'm a Mom."
Word.
It's like the t-shirts or whatever, because that's what he said. Like, you're a mother, you shouldn't be. You're a mom, you shouldn't dress like so. It's like, I'm a mom, but I think they both have the brand together. Like, this whole like ability. This is why I don't believe in cancel culture, because you can use stuff like this to be like, okay, she goes home. They have the argument, right? Like, I'm gonna have the like. I would have. It wouldn't be an argument. I'd be like, yo, chill. Like, come on, man. All right, last thing I'm gonna say about this, and I'm moving. No, for real, move on. I'm gonna tell you something very uncomfortable. As an MC, especially in Long Beach, what would happen was women would want to come up on stage and dance. Right? This is why I kind of always roll with the single homies, because if they come up on stage and they want to dance with me, I'm like, yo, take that, right? Yeah, like, right. But there's sometimes you can't avoid it. Like the bouncer used to let women just up on stage. And I would turn around and they'd be standing right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people, if y'all know me, y'all remember the keep the receipt cover, right? Like, I was single during that time, right? I was definitely single during that time. But one of my worst nightmares was to sort of be in a position to where it looked like I was doing the keep the receipt cover. Or my wife just casually strolling through the internet, and that's what she sees about my night. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about that as I'm on stage, and I'm like trying to walk all the way to the other. I would let them on stage and walk to the other side. Like, oh, okay, we letting them on stage. I walked to the other side of the stage just because I didn't want to be in a position to where my wife would think that I'm out here like wilding, even though like it's just a dance. You know what I'm saying? But still, that's not how it would be perceived if she was to catch it in that situation. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bad look. So I think the where she has every right to hug anybody she wants, every right to dress any way that she wants. The dress was the least provocative thing. You ain't been out in L.A. if that was provocative to you, because I know they don't be having no clothes on at Hollywood. So there's that. But she has all the rights in the world, and I think that it's unreasonable for him to go onto the internet and try to air her out like that publicly. That's ridiculous, and to me, that's a dumb way to handle things. And I got brothers that have listened to the show or argue with me saying, "Well, the disrespect was public, so the response needs to be public." I'm like, "Yo, that's corny. That's corny." And you can at some point be the bigger person. If you plan on leaving, just leave. But if you're going to air her out and then now you get the thumb thug for whatever. All right, so. But I do get how jarring it might have been for him to see that at random. Casually scrolling through. And motherfuckers in the comments probably like, he shouldn't have read the comments, but you know what I'm saying? Whatever. All right, I'm done.
He read the comments.
I'm super done now.
When she goes, when she wears that I'm a mom t-shirt, he should wear his Nope t-shirt. And they go out together.
Hey, because the funny thing is, people in the comment section like, oh man, Usher hitting that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right? And she got a weekend trip. Like,
people are horrible.
I'm not mature, Kev. Like, when it comes to relationships, I'm not a mature dude. Like, I'm very immature in that mindset. So I'm a really bad person to have this conversation with. I've recognized that recently, that I'm very immature concerning those things.
It's all right.
So, yeah, it is what it is. If you're gonna rub your coochie on his thigh, like I might feel a way about it. That's all I'm saying. I might feel some way. It's not the dress.
Yeah,
it was the coochie rub, in my opinion. All right. Kev, you want to do a topic before we roll out?
Yeah, let's do this, because this is where things are going to get a little tense.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think so too. All right, we got one topic we're gonna roll through, and then we're gonna bounce out of here. So, the topic is titled: If Trek could could travel back in time and destroy a few things. ... This is so accurate. Archaeologists find ancient Pompeii fresco showing possible pizza ancestor. They dug straight to hell. Anyway, NewYorkPost.com reports this. Players involved are Italian archaeologists. And the world's most perfect foodstuff per Kev, I would say, and food that belongs in a trash can. So listen, Italian archaeologists in Pompeii have discovered a 2,000-year-old fresco that bears the striking resemblance to a modern pizza. Unearthed during recent excavations, the fresco depicts a round piece of dough covered in a reddish sauce, toppings, and surrounded by a crust. All right. While some speculate that it could be a direct ancestor to the Italian favorite, experts note that the key ingredients of tomatoes and mozzarella didn't arrive in Italy till the 1500s. Despite this, the proximity of the fresco to Naples, the birthplace of pizza, has led some to believe it represents an ancient form of the dish. Gino Sorbio. Is it Sorbio? Like in Italian, would the two L's be Y or would it be L still?
Why?
Okay.
You asking me?
You the one that went to college. I'm over here talking about coochie rubs. You the one that got to have these answers. We need an educated opinion on things. We go to Kev. Like, you don't go to Trek. Say something crazy. All right.
Oh, man. I don't want to mess it up.
Owner
And they're going to be dragging me like your boy Darius.
Oh, Darius deserved that dragon, yo. You put you threw your purse right there out in the street, bro. That's on you. you dumped all your bags. Stop this pizza. You got to learn, brothers, to just play your slow jams and shut up. You should have just played. Don't play Usher, of course. Don't play Usher, right? Because he's the one that's doing it. Nah, go back old school. Go back and play some Guy. Get your feelings out. And stay off the internet till you figure it out with your lady. Like, don't
spend some time with Jodeci albums 1 through 3.
Exactly. And you know,
listen to some Father MC.
Thumb through some of your possibles. Don't do it, but just know that you can. Feel confident that you can. You know what I mean? And then feel bad about the fact that you're even doing that, and just be like, yo, I should talk to my lady about this, and then go from there. But don't go straight to the thumbs, like, you know, whatever. All right, so look, Gino, the owner of a historic pizzeria in Naples, suggests that the food depicted on the fresco can be considered an ancient pizza made with flatbread, grains, water, salt, and possibly leavened with beer, topped with vegetables or
Now
fish.
You're talking. Yeah. What's your problem with pizza, man?
I don't know why y'all don't want to admit that it's mid. Like, why won't y'all admit that pizza's mid? I don't get why we have to do this. Like, pizza's the greatest. It's mid. And before we do anything, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna Kanye this. I'm gonna let you finish. I've had pizza in Chicago. I've had pizza in New York. I've had pizza in Italy.
Uh-huh.
No. In all three places, I was like, I'm unimpressed. This is a mid food.
What's your favorite dish?
I don't know. I guess to make everybody else comfortable, like macaroni and cheese. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a nice, you know, a nice steak is probably my favorite food.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like, Nelly, I get it. I'm not going to take up for Nelly. I get it.
Okay.
And I'm not here to pizza gang this whole thing. But I just don't understand you. Nothing about you makes sense when we have this conversation.
The Nelly and pizza argument are the same. If y'all would just admit that he is mid and trash, I would be fine.
I'll
But
admit
y'all
that right
keep
now.
acting like he was. No,
No, we're not.
you.
We're literally just doing it to bother you.
No, before I became the, I guess, head of Nelly haters, which I am not. People were pretending like this was good. And I'm like, dude, it's not. Okay, all right, we can do this, but stop acting like it's good. Nah, Trek, this is actually the jam. No, dog, it's not though, right? Like, you know it's not though, right? Like, are we doing this? No, this is good. I'm like, okay, now I can't deal with it. It's the same
Who's
thing
saying
with pizza.
that? Who's saying with like people like hey, Nelly is the modern day Harry Belafonte. He had Dale and Nelly has E-I-E-I-O.
I'm at work, right? I'm at work. Shut up, yo. I'm at work. I was actually not really tripping off until I had this at work. I'm at work. We in a meeting. This is pre-COVID.
You have been tripping on this before you had a job. What are you talking about?
This
you
is
weren't
true.
really tripping.
I know, but it wasn't to this level.
Oh, okay.
And I casually said, yeah, Nelly, but we all know Nelly's trash, right? And people were like, what do you mean trash? Like Nelly's not like trash. And I'm like, oh, you guys think that he's rapping good? Like, okay, so you guys, I get he made a hit song. Like, the dude can make a hit. Shut up if y'all saying his hits ain't legitimate hits. Those is hits.
Okay.
Right? They figured out a way to make some hits. Eagle was his best song to me. That didn't go far enough. But honestly, dude makes hits. Whatever. But let's not pretend like he be rapping. And that's the problem with rapping. And that's the problem with the whole DJ RC. You got me started. See how you get? See, you do this every time.
No.
Let's go back to the first
of
topic.
all, if you said he's terrible,
Pizza and Nelly are one and the same.
And they didn't say you're absolutely wrong, that indicates that they admitted he's mid. So just get over that.
No.
Your pizza argument is stupid.
Mid.
And
it's
corny.
not. It's a mid food. It's a mid food. Next y'all gonna be like Lunchables are a mid. No, it's mid. You eat it because it's available.
Okay, if someone offered you pizza, a slice of pizza, or a Lunchable, which would you prefer?
Slice of pizza.
Okay. By the way, you
pizza.
haven't used the word mid in the past. You know this. You have said that pizza is trash, and you hate pizza. Hate is a strong word, Trek.
I do. I dislike it.
Mid
are
of
pretending
anything
like it's not.
Mid of anything should not provoke hate. See?
It should. Mid is the problem. Mid is. That's how we got here. You want to know how we got here? Mid got us here. Like, Kiki, you know what I'm saying? Kiki Palmer
man.
dating Mid is how we got to these. Like, stop dealing with Mid. You know what I mean? DJs playing Mid, and now they all hype. Like, no, we play Mid music, and y'all got it. If y'all want to be really good at rapping, y'all stupid for being good at it. We only want to play average and below average. It's like, come on, man. Like, how corny are y'all? Like, just tell the truth. Like, stop, man. Like, pizza, it's all the same argument to me. Nelly, DJs playing nonsense, and pizza, it's all the same argument. Like, stop pretending like this is all great. It's not. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness. Well, Lunchables caught a stray, though. Seriously, I don't know if you noticed
Randomly.
that. Random.
Lunchables caught it.
Random violence. Right here.
Just random.
On this program. Lunchables.
I'm just saying.
Took an L.
In a world where casual food is pizza or like Spam musubi, it's like obviously musubi, right? Like it's not even close.
Sure.
Pizza's like it's not even in a conversation. It's like it's down. It's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like it's just something you eat because it's simple and available. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a food that's like, yo, we gotta go. Yo, let's go get a pizza. It's like we're drunk in New York. Let's get a slice, right? Like not like I don't know, man. Like whatever. It's
So you're
leftover food.
What I'm gathering though
you
in this therapy session is that your problem is not so much that you hate pizza. Your problem is that you don't want anybody to like pizza to too high of a degree.
Stop bigging it up like it's the greatest. Like it's actually great. All right. Like, let's stop right there. Like, stop bigging it up like it's a great thing. It's like homemade spaghetti. Your mother's spaghetti. I don't care who your mother is, whether it's my mother, your mother, my kid's mother. That homemade spaghetti wasn't great. It was just easy. And you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Whatever. I tell my mom that right now. The spaghetti was mid.
Oh.
It was just it was easy. It was available. It was easy to make. Whatever.
I hope the next time you go to a family meal, your wife and every woman in the house is wearing a "I'm a mom" shirt with the spaghetti stain on it.
They should. I stand with that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. You've alienated half of the population just now.
They like you. They don't like me anyway. And
Cool.
if you are going to sit here and
Oh my goodness. You're just digging yourself a hole there, buddy.
this is like when
DJ
once told me
you're the Darius Johnson of pizza. You realize that, right?
Pizza. Like, why are you rubbing up against us shit like that? Like, no, look, listen. This reminds me of when a DJ told me, like, Shade Shiest is not that bad. I'm like, no, dog, it's bad. Like, okay, stop playing. It's bad, right? It's okay. We listen to bad music all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, it's perfectly fine. Stop pretending like you actually like it. Blueface is bad. Like, what are we doing right now? It's popular, so you gotta play it. But like, stop pretending like you get in your car and be like, "Yo, I can't wait to listen to this Shade." So I'm like, nah, like.
Why do I have a feeling that I just envisioning just Midfest, Los Angeles, Blueface, Shade Shiest, sponsored by Lunchables.
It's like half of y'all favorite rappers is mid. That's the problem. So I don't ride with y'all nowhere. And when I'm in your city, I just take public transit because I know what y'all gonna be playing in your car is mid. Or you gonna play a dope record and play the most mid song off of the record. Like, this is the joint that y'all into, right? Of course.
Oh my
goodness. Of course, this is the song.
You need help.
I do. I need help because I said, no, I gotta say that one off the air. That's too big of a diss. That one's too big of a diss. I can't do that one. That was about to go way too far. I was really gonna kill this audience if I said that one. All right, man.
Oh,
you got me riled up, man. We 7 minutes over me wilding out.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
A lot of bad opinions.
We had a couple of Italian listeners actually that probably are like, well, not anymore. So there's that.
Yep. Totally fair. Totally fair.
I totally wouldn't disagree. If they cornered me and was like, yo, we don't listen to your show no more, I'll be like, yeah, I understand, but
yeah.
Come up with better foods. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. This has been Rap Six Radio. I am your homeboy, Trek Life, and that dude over there, that's your fam, Kev Sakota, y'all.
You are thoroughly silly. Or C.
Stop. Come on, man. Double in the L. If you want to catch past episodes of our show, you can go to rap6radio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. You can also catch us on Rap6 Radio at Rap6 Radio on Instagram. Are we on Thread yet?
No.
Okay. We might be on Thread at some point. If y'all want to have a pizza argument.
Yeah, if you want us on Threads, you got to come on, get more Melania.
And also RSR Podcast on Facebook. We are out of here like last year. Count of three, we say peace. 1, 2, 3. Peace. We out, y'all.
I want a Lunchable.
Gross.